This man used to be my go-to interview in the first few years of NFL Total Access. We would fire up Bengals Cam for him, and it would be gold. It would be gold, Jerry, gold, I tell you. He is none other than the one, the only Chad Ochocinco here on the Rich Eisen Show. Chad, it's been too long, wouldn't you say?
You know, it has been very long. It's been very long, and I would like for us to do something about that.
Okay. What would you like to do about that?
In 2021,
yes.
I need you and I
yes.
to either work together
okay.
in some capacity to where we get that relationship again.
Okay.
You and I, we were on a pace to be like the modern-day Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali. Like, we were there.
We were there. We were at the mountaintop. You are correct, Chad. So I have, just announced yesterday with Westwood One Podcasting, a new podcast shingle. Would you like to do one together, Chad?
You know what? I think we need to do that. We need, not just you and I need to do that. We need the men in our relationship, but the world needs to witness and be a part of that journey that you and I once had.
Okay, so we could call it Ochocinco and Shekel Zero or something like that. What do we do? I don't know. I don't know what we could. But Chad and Rich, I don't know. We could do something. We got something.
I mean, listen, the ideas are endless.
They are,
and I'm sure we can have people. We can have people come up with something that would be, that would be the best for both of us, and it'd be pure content gold.
So hold on a second, Chad. Before we get to that, though, I think there is something that that is still outstanding between the two of us.
Okay.
That needs to be addressed before we move forward, even with this interview. Do you recall the 2009 Pro Bowl in South Florida? Do you remember that? We were all in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah.
You said at the time on live NFL Network television, there is somewhere in the archives of NFL Network, the receipts, if you will, of you saying that you were going to send me a pair of Debo slippers. You were saying that in 2009. I told you 10.5 was my size, and you said I'm going to send them to you. It's almost 2021, Chad, and I still don't have them. What are we going to do about this?
We can resolve that issue very simply. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you're in L.A., right?
I am.
So we're going to go get the Debos together. I'll pick you up. We're going to go to the Slauson Swap Meet. We're going to go to the Slauson Swap Meet and get you a 10.5 pair of Debos. Now, I'm not sure what your favorite color is.
Okay.
They have them in black. They have them in blue. They have them in red.
I'll go blue because, I'm a Michigan guy, and I like saying the words go and blue next to each other. I'll go blue.
Okay.
Isn't there a way to, it's not that I want to hang with you, Chad. I would love to.
Right.
Is there a way to ship them somewhere?
I think it'd be better instead of shipping. We can make this a more formal.
Okay.
Have a conversation.
Okay.
Have coffee, cigar, talk, catch up. It's been years. And we can talk about the development of a show that you and I can do later on in the future. And I think that an Uber ride would be much better than me shipping it.
We could film it. We could turn it into the pilot episode. It's
Chad
content.
is talking about gold. Rich and Chad, in the first ever episode of whatever the hell they're going to do together, go shopping for Debos that Rich has been waiting for 12 years. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
My bad.
Chad, I have a 12-year-old son that's almost as old as me waiting for you to actually give me what you told me you were going to give me. Almost.
I got you. I promise.
What is going on? And you're doing NFL The Grind stuff. I love watching you do this show. You enjoy, do you want to be part of the paparazzi, like full time here, Chad? Like, is this what you want to do? You're co-hosting a show here. You're doing stuff for NFL Films. I see you're part of what's going on with Madden, announcing whose rating is what. I see what you're up to. I keep tabs on you, Chad.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just something when the camera is rolling. Despite my grandmother always saying I have a face for radio, the fact that I'm able to manipulate the camera, regardless of whatever the content is that I'm filming, is pretty good. And when the camera is rolling, I am gold. I need no script. Just put it in front of me, give me some talking points, and I'm good to go. And I can just have a whole show by myself with literally nothing.
Speaking of which, you once said that if you ever made it to the Super Bowl, that you'd do the media day with only a towel on. But I didn't see that when you made it with New England. Is that because Belichick would have never let you do that? Is that what happened?
I mean, listen, it's one thing playing in that atmosphere, and the Patriots don't play that. There's a certain mantra called the Patriot Way. And when you enter that building, you can feel it. Nobody has to tell you. It's just the way you can just feel it. It's the aura, the vibe, the energy. It's a place of very militant in a sense. I've never been to the Army, never been to any of that stuff. But if I had to take a guess what it's like and the discipline it took, where other people's lives are in danger and you have to do everything the right way, it would be playing with the Patriots. But it was enjoyable because there was one thing that was going to happen at the end of the day, no matter what. You were going to win.
That definitely happened. What do you think is going on with Brady right now in Tampa, where because you just mentioned how it was a very regimented style in New England, and obviously he had 20 years of being involved in that. Mm-hmm. Now he's in a new spot. What do you think is happening with this team right now?
It's early. You have to, and people need to understand this is Brady's first year. Off season, pandemic, not having the time to gel, build that chemistry with receivers, offensive linemen. That stuff takes time. So what we're used to seeing with Brady in New England is built over time and time and time, spent with different players, coaching staff, everybody knowing each other, knowing what he does well, knowing his strengths, knowing his weaknesses, because we all have them no matter how great we are. And I think with a year under their belt and an off season under their belt as far as next year's concerned, we'll get to see the same old Brady. We've seen flashes of his greatness, and then we've seen some of the bad side. Why are we seeing some of the bad side? It's like getting in a new relationship with someone. At times, things don't go how they should because you don't know each other that well yet. The time hasn't set in. There's no level of comfort because you're still getting to know each other. The same thing with him in Tampa Bay. And I guarantee you next year, things will be different. Why? Because of the time they've been able to put in, not only this season, but in the offseason preparing for 2021.
Well, and the issue with that is, Chad, is that, the question is Brady might not have the time. That's the issue. You know what I mean? Like
he has the time. He has the time. Remember, the game of football has nothing to do with age. The game of it's a mental game. It's 90% mental, 10% physical. He will be fine, especially at the quarterback position. He'll be fine.
Who's the best mental receiver you've ever been around, Chad?
Ooh, a lot of them. Probably Ochocinco.
TJ.
Yeah, TJ.
You and TJ.
TJ was brilliant.
You and TJ and Carson, man, you had it. I mean, that was it right there, man.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
But that was it. I mean, you had it, and then, Kimo Van Olhoffen, came right in, and that was the end of all of that, man. I mean, what a bummer. I mean, you guys really were.
That was our year.
Best team you ever were on, right? Would that be, or maybe the Patriot one that you were?
I mean, obviously,
on the roster.
That Patriot year, that team was unbelievable. I mean, but it's like that all the time. I was more of a contributor in Cincinnati during that year, where we played phenomenal offensively, and defense was having takeaways galore.
Right.
But yeah. Definitely the Bengals that year. That was our year.
Who's the best receiver today? I mean, you've got him.
Listen, that's a good one. That's a good one. And the funny thing, I've been studying all of them even before the season started. Your top 10, your top 5 are normally always the same based on production and targets that they get because they're a huge part of their offense. And right now, to me, I love Davante Adams. I love Davante Adams because he's consistent year in and year out, but doesn't get the praise that he should from outside media and pundits that are supposed to know the game extremely well. And there's some other great ones. I like Keenan Allen. Obviously, working with a rookie quarterback this year due to Tyrod going down. Stephon Diggs. Julio Jones is still there. Tyreek Hill. Michael Thomas. Even with the ankle injury, he's still capable of putting up crazy numbers. Things have been a little funny, with the Saints this year. But, I mean, it's so many I can keep going. And the thing about when we talk about the top receivers that I always like to remind people, the top 5 or the top 10, I feel, are interchangeable. So it's based on who you like, your preference, their style of play, and they can go on any team and be a number one receiver, and they will still be productive. DeAndre Hopkins, let me not leave him out. Another one. He's probably 1A, 1B when it comes to him and Devontae. Two different styles of play, but can get the job done no matter what, especially D-Hop. He's done it with a merry-go-round of quarterbacks.
Well, and the crazy thing is, too, with him is you never have to wonder if he's getting his feet down on the sideline or in the back of the end zone. He has an uncanny ability to know where he is. You did leave one out, and I know you would, but because you can't name them all off the top of your head. But what about DK Metcalf?
Oh, yeah, DK is up there. DK is up there. But I think it's DK's second year, right?
Yep.
I think a little bit great receiver, but the guys that I'm naming have been doing it 3 and 4 plus years consistently. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think when DK puts together another season, when they know you're coming, when they know you're good, when they know what you can do and what you're capable of doing, and you still do it, you still get it done. And that's what D-Hop has been able to do, and Stephon Diggs and Michael Thomas. And these guys that I'm naming, they consistently do it year in and year out when you know what's coming. And DK only in his second promise, and his ceiling is super high. And I'm really happy for him. And I think he's going to be in the ballpark to be mentioned with those guys that I just named in another year.
Ochocinco here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about the Sports Illustrated Awards. We talked a little bit about it with Richard Jefferson yesterday. So how many wardrobe changes for you in this one, Chad? What do you got?
I just did one. I just did one. I'm known to be very fashionable.
Yes, I know.
Very inexpensive fashionable. So I had on a suit I got from Target.
Okay.
I got it from Target, but I got it hemmed and I got it altered to make it look like it's something Italian and expensive, but it's not. So I paid $40 off the rack, got it tailored, got a nice turtleneck, $20 was on sale in Target. This is a holiday sale, so I got some good deals, and I had everything altered to fit, a very European fit, and it's good. I look like money up there, but what people don't know is my entire outfit was $65.29. I still remember the total.
Well, the good thing, Chad, is you're being economical there because you have been particularly generous lately, as we're seeing, and of you dropping off tips for wait staffs that you come across. You've been insanely generous there, so it's good on you, Chad Ochocinco. Good on you.
Thank you. That's something I've always done. And the fact that I was so cheap throughout the years, obviously when I was playing, I really have all my money left over. So I'm not going to spend it. So why not bless those that are working, not only during these times, but just in general. If people know me throughout Cincinnati and wherever else I've traveled to, I've always been known to tip well just because, just wanting to be a blessing in some sort.
I miss you, Chad. I'm not going to lie. We got to do this more often. Like, literally, we spoke almost once a month during the beginning of NFL Network from 2003 to the rest of the decade. I miss talking to you. It's been too long.
I'm here. My number's the same. My number's the same.
I see it right down here. It does match the one that I had. So I'm not going to lose that number. And just officially, are you Chad Johnson, official, like in the state of, like in the government eyes?
Yeah.
Like, just, okay, so, but we just.
Yeah, I changed it back in 2010.
Okay.
But for some reason, nobody says Chad, nobody says Chad Johnson. Everybody just says Ocho. They don't even throw the Cinco on there. They just say Ocho.
Okay.
They just call me 8.
Okay.
And
so
that has stuck with me for a while now.
Why not? I mean, why? And by the way, the current Ochocinco, how good is he? I know you did that for the grind when you visited Carson up in Idaho, and you and he watched Tee Higgins together with Burrow.
Yeah,
he's the real deal.
He's nice. He's nice.
He sure is.
He's nice, and the fact that he's just a rookie, and Burrow is just a rookie, and they're picking up right where they left off in college. As far as his poise and consistency at the receiver position, I had a chance to talk with T. He reached out to me about some struggles early in the season, maybe week 1 or week 2, about not winning the single coverage battles. When everyone else was double team, when they were doubling AJ Green and they were doubling Boyd. And I told him, don't dance to the line, just go, pick a side, dip a shoulder, and just go and beat him to to the transition point, and you're going to win every time. And ever since that talk, it's like he's just been out the roof.
Ocho, I miss you, man. Let's do this more often. I'll reach out to you. We'll stay in touch, and I look forward to seeing you and your Target Italian-looking suit on 20 or more streaming platforms tomorrow for the Sports Illustrated Awards with you and Richard Jefferson on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, and more. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. I love you, Rich, and
Right back
everybody
at you.
listening. I love you as well, and anybody else in there that can hear me, I love you too.
All right, 10.5. That's what I'm telling you, 10.5. Okay?
I got you. In
right.
blue, Michigan blue.
That's it. Thank you for the guys. Thank you for that, Chad. Let's chat again soon. That's the one and only Ocho. I do love that guy. I miss him. Oh, look at that. That looks like what. Why wouldn't I want to walk around my house in that?
Those look very comfortable.
I literally am
Not gonna
falling
lie.
asleep just looking at him.
Yeah, when you brought up the Debos, my first thought was
Footwear.
Debo from Friday, but I didn't realize that was.
Look
yeah,
at
those
those,
slippers.
man.
Those
Those are
look
comfortable.
I've had about 5 pairs of
Footwear.
those in my life.
Footwear. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.